Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I wanted to talk about how to layer your anti-aging skincare and how to get your routine going so that you're confident in what you're putting together and how you're applying it to your face to get the maximum benefit out of each product that you're putting on. But first, I did want to touch on my lips in case anyone is noticing. After 2 years of debating back and forth about it, I did finally go and get a little bit of lip filler. I am 57. I have a ton of sun damage. I was starting to have those vertical wrinkles here on my lips, and I just wanted to see if I got just a tiny bit of filler, if it would puff those out a little bit. So I got this done 5 days ago. I am going to be doing a video about it, but I'm not sure exactly when because I do still have like a bruise on this lip and they're a little bit puffy still. I don't think this is the final look. So I just wanted to let you guys know in case you happen to notice. Maybe nobody was going to notice. I don't know. I worry about these things. I don't want you to be like, hey, what did you do? You didn't tell us. But that's not what this video is about. So let's get into layering of the skincare. So I put out my skincare routine a couple of times a year. I'll link my most recent ones up here for you if you want to take a look at those. I explain why I'm layering things the way I am. I explain the products that I'm using, the active ingredients in each. And even so, I get a ton of questions from you guys all the time about how to layer things, because I know you guys are not just watching me, you're also reading magazine articles, you're also purchasing other products that maybe I don't use and looking at the advice that they give on those websites, and of course following other beauty gurus on YouTube. So there are a ton of headlines out there saying, here's what you're doing wrong in your skincare routine. Here are the ingredients that absolutely should not be used together in your skincare routine. You know, and those articles, I feel like, you know, they are attention-grabbing headlines. They're going to get you to read the article, but are they actually helping you? I don't think they are, because they are full of a lot of misinformation, okay? Just to clear up those two things alone, there's hardly any way to do your skincare wrong. Unless you're putting on petroleum jelly first and then trying to get your other stuff to get through it, you know, that could be a way that you're doing it wrong, but I don't know anybody who does that. And there are no ingredients that cancel each other out. There are no ingredients that absolutely should not be used together in the same skincare routine. There are ingredients that you should be cautious with when using them in your skincare routine, but basically, you can use everything and you can use them all together. You just need to be on the lookout for irritation. I basically used 3 simple rules when I was trying to figure out my skincare routine and where to slot things in. Number 1 is I want to trap moisture onto my skin. The reason that I want to trap water on my skin is because as we age, transepidermal water loss, or TOOL as it's known, increases, okay? It's one of the only things that does increase. Everything else decreases, like collagen and elastin and hyaluronic acid, all that good stuff in our skin decreases. At the same time, our skin becomes less able to hold on to the water that is naturally inherent in our skin. And so part of the function of our skincare is to trap moisture onto our skin and to keep TOOL from happening as rapidly. So I want to slow down that transepidermal water loss, okay? That's number 1. Then rule number 2 is I want to get maximum absorption out of my anti-aging skincare ingredients. And the thing about skin is that it is far more absorbent when it is slightly damp, rather than when it is bone dry. So the way I achieve that is I put on all my things rapid fire. I don't wait between the steps. I know a lot of other sources will tell you to wait between every step, go have a cup of coffee, come back, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God, who has time for that, number 1. Number 2, your skin is drying during that time, making it less absorbent. And rule number 3 for me is that most important goes first. So I rank them by importance according to what has the most scientific research saying that it works to anti-age your skin. So my number 1 most important thing in my skincare routine is my prescription Retin-A, okay, my tretinoin. It goes on first thing at night, and It's like a rock in my skincare routine, and everything else flows around it. So a lot of times people will question me about why I use vitamin C in the morning or why I use an exfoliator in the morning. It's because my Retin-A, which is most important, has to be used at night, so I'm putting it on at night first position. I could put on all that stuff after it if I want, but my skin is super sensitive, so I move those other acids to the morning. And then once they're in my morning routine, then they become the most important things in my morning routine. All right, so let's go through my morning skincare routine. I'll walk you through it. I'll tell you why I do things the way I do and answer some of the more common questions that I have gotten about it. All right, so in the morning, first thing I do is I wash my face with the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Gentle Cleanser for sensitive skin. So I only use a gentle cleanser. So I don't use anything that has soap. I don't use anything that strips the oils from my skin. A lot of people ask, well, do I really need to wash my face in the morning? The answer is not necessarily. If you have super dry skin and if you still feel like your skin is clean in the morning from last night, then absolutely not. You don't need to wash your face. I do think that splashing with water, though, is helpful when you're going to put on your skincare because, as I said before, when your skin is slightly damp, it does absorb better. So definitely splash it with water, towel it off. My second step in the morning is that I put on my vitamin C serum. The Timeless 20% C plus E plus ferulic acid serum is the one that I've been using for years. It's one of the ingredients that we have that has a ton of research behind it backing up that it works. Of course, with vitamin C serums, there's only one kind of formulation that you should be using. It's L-ascorbic acid, and it has to be formulated at a certain pH, and I just did a video on that, which I'll link for you right up here if you want to learn more about vitamin C serums and how to pick a good one. So vitamin C is an antioxidant. It works in your skin to fight free radicals. It does protect you a little bit from sun damage. So just by putting this on within 30 seconds of towel drying my face, I'm already starting to lock that moisture into my face because it does contain a couple of humectants. I apply my vitamin C in the morning. A lot of people will say, nope, that's wrong. You have to put it on at night. The actual research into vitamin C shows that your reservoir in your skin lasts about 8 hours. So ideally, you should put it on 3 times a day. So if your skin can tolerate it, put it on morning and night. If your skin can't tolerate it and you're not using Retin-A, put it on at night. I have sensitive skin, so I can't use it at night with my Retin-A. Then the next product I use is an alpha hydroxy acid serum. This is an exfoliator, and this one is lactic acid. It's from The Ordinary. It's their 10% lactic acid. The reason that I put it on second is because this is my second most important thing that I put on in the morning. This has a ton of research showing how good it is for anti-aging your skin. It brightens, it helps to unlock the glue that holds those dead skin cells on the surface of our skin that can make our skin look extra crepey and extra dry. And one of the questions that I get all the time is, why do I put this on after this? Because their thinking is that because this exfoliates, that it exfoliates this right off. Well, the reality of any alpha hydroxy acid that is a leave-on is that it doesn't immediately exfoliate your skin. You don't put it on and all your skin cells immediately pop off, including the ones that contain this. The other thing is that your dead skin cells are not what absorbs this, okay? This is absorbed into the deeper layers of the skin, so you don't need to worry that, you're doing it wrong. You could easily switch order of these two. If you're not using vitamin C, I would put this on first. So then the third thing that I put on is my Timeless CoQ10 serum. This is another antioxidant, but it also contains a peptide. Peptides are great things to use in your skincare, but they're a little less proven than things like alpha hydroxy acids and L-ascorbic acid. The fourth product in my morning skincare routine is my CeraVe PM Facial Moisturizing Lotion. Day creams will usually be like a lotion. I don't use anything super thick on my skin during the day. This has niacinamide, it's got ceramides, it does have hyaluronic acid. Now what this contains is dimethicone. So once you start adding silicones, those are going to be the things that hold water into your skin. So then the last step in my skincare routine is always my sunscreen. Now you don't have to wait again before applying your sunscreen. As a matter of fact, there are moisturizers that have sunscreen in them, so you can do that all in one step if you want. I like to use a separate sunscreen just because it gives me the security. I'm putting on enough. I use like a full quarter teaspoon of this to do my face, my ears, my neck. Now a lot of people ask me about where primer comes in and makeup. Do you put that on before your sunscreen or after? Definitely primer is part of your makeup, and that goes on after your sunscreen. So sunscreen is the one thing that needs time to set up. So while you could do all your skincare in 2 minutes, including putting on your sunscreen, ideally you would now leave about 10, 15, 20 minutes tops to let your sunscreen set up. The way sunscreen works is that it needs to form a film, a barrier on your skin that either reflects the sun's rays or absorbs the sun's rays or a combination of both. And so it's not going to be able to form that film if you go right in with other stuff, okay? So ideally, you would let it set up. But if you do not have the time, then don't worry about it. Nothing's perfect. You're not going to do it perfectly, but you're not going to ruin your skin if you don't do it perfectly. So just get your sunscreen on there no matter what. All right, so for my nighttime skincare routine, first step again is to wash my face. I like to remove all my makeup and all the dirt from the day. I do a double cleanse. Okay, so an oil-based cleanser to start. I use the Clinique Take the Day Off Cleansing Balm. I rub that into dry skin, and then I splash it with water, and I rub it with either a cloth, or I have this little spinning brush thing, the Tao Aura brush that I use to get all my makeup off. Then I go in with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gentle Cleanser for sensitive skin. Again, all right, so then the next step after cleansing your face will be your toner. Now, I have actually 2 toners that I'm using right now. One I'm using on my face, one I'm using on my neck. And I have 2 different purposes for these. I use this one because it brings green tea in, which is another antioxidant, but where this is so watery, I will put this on first before my Retin-A. I just feel like it's another way to get more water onto the surface of my skin while also adding green tea, so that'll absorb, and then I can just put my Retin-A right on top of that. But the other toner that I use at night is this Colleen Rothschild Micro Mineral Soothing Toner. I only use this on my neck. You could use it on your face. Now the reason I use this before Retin-A is because this helps with the irritation from Retin-A. The main way to stop irritation is to use the product less or have less of it absorb into your skin. That's the basic premise behind letting your skin dry for 10 minutes, is that less of it will absorb into your skin, making it less irritating. And that's kind of how this works, or how putting on moisturizer before your Retin-A works, is that a little bit less of it will absorb into your skin. But because Retin-A is my most important ingredient at night, I do put it on first. This is a generic tube that I use. I actually use this just on the backs of my hands and my chest. The Retin-A that I use now is from Curology, and so I put that on first so I can get the maximum penetration and absorption. But of course, if you're new with it, you may not be able to do that. You may not be able to put it right on slightly damp skin. You may have to wait or buffer it with a moisturizer. Doing it always is fine. With the explosion of dermatologists here on YouTube, it's great because you can actually get some skincare advice from a real doctor whose specialty is skin. Every skincare derm that I follow here on YouTube has a how to layer your skincare video. But what I notice is that they're all different. They all give different advice, especially when it comes to handling things like Retin-A. And I watched 4 different dermatologists, and they all told you to use it differently. The basic knowledge that I take away from that is that there isn't really a wrong way to do it. You can put on your Retin-A almost any way you want to, and it will still absorb into your skin, hit those retinoid receptors, and do the magical anti-aging that you want it to do. So then after my Curology, the next step is my Timeless Matrixyl Synth 6 serum. This is a peptide, and I just go ahead and I put this on right on top of my Retin-A. And again, I don't wait in between steps. My nighttime routine takes me about 2 minutes to go from putting on my toner all the way through my last moisturizer, and there's like 5 steps. So I just put them on rapid fire. Then I put on Maelove the Hydrator. It's got hyaluronic acid, panthenol, and also resveratrol, which is another antioxidant. Then lately I've been using this It Confidence in a Gel lotion because I wanted to get some ceramides into my evening skincare routine. I slotted it in after the serums. Then after that I put on my heavier night cream. It's usually this guy in the paler pink jar, but I'm out of this and I needed to use this one up. This is the Retinol 24. I've been using this. Then if you want to really lock it down with something that is going to be more occlusive, I would use something like Aquaphor ointment. I use this just about every night. I use this on my lips, on my neck, put some under my eyes. It might be too thick for some people under your eyes. For me it's fine because I'm always exfoliating up there. This is where an oil would come into your skincare routine. Something like squalane is a really good oil to use. Okay, so I hope I didn't confuse you more than you already are. I am trying to simplify this process, but I'm also trying to show you that you really kind of have to customize it for you and for what you want to get out of your skincare. I do kind of use the rule of thinnest to thickest, but sometimes I break it if my skincare active is really important. There isn't anything that cancels each other out. There isn't anything that 100% should not be used in your skincare routine together. You can use as many active ingredients as you want. I actually think it takes a village to anti-age skin, especially when you have 40 years of intense sun damage like I do to take care of. I need all the antioxidants, all the peptides, all the retinoids. Like, I just want them all and I want to put them all on, but I don't want it to be so confusing for you that you're like, what the heck is she doing? Why is she using so much? This is what works for me. It may not be what works for you. It's okay to customize it for you and do what works for your skin. And you know, if you just don't have the time or the energy to like think about customizing or doing that, that's fine. You can just follow my skincare routine. I mean, I've heard from so many people who follow it to the letter who are like, oh my God, I can't believe the difference in my skin. It works so well for me. So, you know, I love hearing those comments. And on my blog, I also have a printable guide. So, you know, if you can't remember which order to use things in the morning, you just print this thing out, you tape it to the inside of your medicine cabinet mirror, and it's all spelled out for you in black and white what order I use the things in. And you know, it's working for me. My skin isn't melting off, so I think it could probably work just fine for you. So I'll leave the link to my blog in the information box below the video, along with links to all the products I showed you here today. So I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate your watching. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.